And we're live. Hello everyone. Today we're going to hopefully take down Vol 3. At least I sure hope so. Anyway, last time, whoops, wrong button. Hold on. There we go. Last time, we were going to build a giant stone robot thing. And we talked to the dwarves to get their help. And we started doing some other... We did a side quest to get an Aether Current. And then we did the first part of this quest chain, which I looked up is actually the quest chain to unlock the Dwarf Tribal quests. So I'm not going to do that right now, because I want to do MSQ. And currently we need to deliver the Dwarven pickaxes that they gave us to Alizé. And then we're probably going to get a cutscene of them building the giant talus. Let's talk to Alizé and get going. Look, brilliant. People from all over have come to help us quarry stone. And this isn't even all of them. As we speak, the volunteers Thancred and Reen recruited are being escorted to the worksite, and by both Crystarium and Yulmoran soldiers, no less. So as you can see, we have plenty of hands. There's just one problem. We don't have enough tools to put in them. Well, good thing we have these pickaxes then. We've been desperately trying to round up more, but we haven't had much luck so far. Well, I just happen to have been given a bunch of pickaxes. Pickaxes from the dwarves? Trust you to have exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. When we need it. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and hand them out to everyone so they can get to work. We're ready to do our bit, brilliant. We just need tools to do it with. The ardent attendant. Pickaxes, loads of them. Now we may all work to our heart's content. While I don't have many talents, I do have a strong back, and what strength I have, I'll gladly use for the sake of peace. We got the ladder moving again, didn't we? If we join hands, there's no talus we can't build. I still haven't repaid you an Alphanode for saving me, and I'm not sure I ever could. But that ain't gonna stop me from trying. I'm with you to the end. And they're really hyping this up as the final battle. But, you know, Emmett kind of exists. Come on, you lot, look lively. Okay, Magnus. We've come, brilliant. In case you were wondering, Guthjon is here too. Couldn't wait to start breaking rocks, though, so he's gone on ahead. Bah! He could have at least left us a spare set of tools. But don't worry, I got you covered, man. Ah, wonderful. Now we can be about it, too. Quarrying isn't exactly my stock in trade, but this time, I feel as though my wife will be with me, guiding my hand. So let's make it happen. Let's build a world where everyone can live without fear, where everyone has a place they can go home to. Stoic nod. Gotta build up those neck muscles. Right then, let's be on our way. What are you still doing here, Thaf? I thought you brought your own tools. I did, and I was about to head off when I saw Yurik. Yurik? Oh man, he's gonna be super hyped. Oh gods, if this plan works and the giant talus comes to life! Just imagine the size of the trolley it could push! Imagine it! Are you still raving on about that? How many times do I have to tell you? That's not what the talus is for. Where the hells would the track even go? There's bound to be somewhere. You just need a little imagination. Seeing as the stoneworks is involved, maybe we can have a trolley added to the design. His obsession with trolleys. Enough! We're going to work, and if I hear any more about the trolleys from you, I'll have you pushing one yourself. I can't remember who she is. I'm pretty sure she's she's obviously one of the Vis in Ractiga Greatwood. I just don't remember which one she is. And Ron here, who can totally help. Long time no see, traveler. Are you waiting to be issued a pickaxe too? No, I'm issuing pickaxes. Oh, you clearly weren't. And now neither are we. Rest assured, we will put these to good use and work very, very hard. Of course, one cannot work on an empty stomach, which is why I brought some tasty worms to share. As much as we would all enjoy a treat, perhaps the worms are best saved for afterwards? Greetings, Brilliant. You may not remember me, but I'm one of the carers from the inn at Journey's End. After night returned to Amaring, we noticed a change in our patients. The transformation had halted in every one of them. I can't express what it did to the mood of the place. We were still celebrating days later, when who should come along but Alize? She said that she sought the aid of those who believed in the warrior of darkness. We all answered her call right there and then. Of course, some of you carers had to remain behind, but as many of us came as could be spared. I too have great respect for the warrior of darkness. When we meet, I'll be sure to treat them to a nice plump worm. Oh, that's Ron. Alright. Oops. Nice plump worm. Delicious worms. Alright, Alize, I sent them all off to work. Now what are you going to do? My thanks, Brilliant. With that, everyone is now equipped to work. I think I'll go and join the soldiers standing guard over the volunteers. It would be a shame if they fell prey to sin eaters after all the trouble we've gone to. Right. Let us see that this plan is a resounding success, for the sake of all in Norvrond. Cool, that's another level 80 skill. Direct hit, vitality, crit. Sure, I'll use that in the dungeon. If I remember. Well, my friend, it appears we are the only ones left here. If you've no other pressing tasks, would you care to accompany me to Amity? There, Y'shtola is overseeing those who will imbue the Talos with magics. Come, let us join them at once. Okay, Alphanode. So Y'shtola is teaching them to imbue Talos. Kind of afraid of what kind of teaching methods she might employ. Let's see, so that was another level 80 skill. Okay, yeah, just nothing from that, just another achievement. If he's still freaking out. If the stone is laid out in this manner, the imbuing should begin. Ah, yes, here. Pleased am I to say that I will be able to call upon a sizable contingent from the Custarium God, Captain Lena herself among them. Not only did they stand watch over civilians, when the time cometh, they too shall pour their magics into the Talos. Ah, good of you to join us. I'm pleased to say we have gathered ample help for the imbuing. With Master Chai in the process of finalizing his design, I have taken the liberty of dispatching all hands to their positions. You heard all along as though I have my house in order, but quite frankly, this is the most disorganized mess of a project I've ever overseen, and I haven't spent nearly as much time as I would like on my calculations. So thou hast proclaimed loudly and frequently, Master Chai. Yet from my perspective, a layman's thought it may be, haste notwithstanding, thou hast gone to great lengths, abiding by proven methodology, to ensure the integrity of thy design. Aye, well, that's just the bare minimum that's required of us at the Stoneworks. Though our glory days are behind us, I've not forgotten our time-honored traditions. Ah, but I should mention that the Exarch delivered the ore I asked for. Earthseed, I believe he called it. In that quantity, I believe we can fashion a suitable heart for the Talos. And then everything will be in readiness, or so I would like to say. Is there a problem? In a Talos of, well, any reasonable size, a single heart will serve to circulate aether throughout the chassis. But given the unprecedented proportions of that which we seek to build, I doubt that will be the case. By installing similar peripheral hearts at intervals, I believe that we can maintain a stable ether flow, thereby solving the problem. However, we don't have enough ore for this purpose. Not for it, but to procure more, I suppose. That's not really an option. Renar, mayhap now is a good time to bring them out. A moment, friends. There is something I would show you. I can't do their accent. I can't do Hrothgar accents. I say, are those not hot stones? They are. The most prized possession of we of the Knights Blessed, and these belonged to our kindred who have left us. Oh wait, he fished him out of the tub? Imbued in water, imbued with fervent prayer, these stones harbor no small amount of magic. And we may imbue them with yet more prior to their installation on the Talos. What think you? What think you? Being from a different region, these cannot be used for the main heart. The peripheral ones, on the other hand, I believe they will serve. Excellent. When Master Matoya spoke to us of the role we are to play, the Heartstones immediately came to mind. Of course, before bringing them with me, I made certain to consult my fellows first. After all, the stones bear the precious lives of those who have gone to the sunless sea. But we have now behind the sunless sea with our very own eyes, and by the gentle light that glimmer on high, we know that there is peace beyond. Thus are we also at peace. If our heartstones may serve to restore night to all the world, gladly do we give them. So, Master Chai, if you could instruct us how to distribute the Heartstones. And brilliant. For good luck, may I ask that you imbue one as well? Well, you can't say no to your Shola. Rest assured, it is not difficult. Simply raise your hand and focus as you would when attuning to an aetherite. Imbue the jade-colored stone here if you would be so kind. Brilliant, you do not need to clip through the box. The familiar-looking heartstone appears to glow faintly. Isn't the jade the one that we had to, do something with in the quest? That will do. Thank you, Brilliant. If this heartstone appears familiar, it is because it belonged to Todia. It bears the collective hope of the Knights Blessed, the hope that none shall ever be sacrificed to Sin Eaters. Right, I've identified the spots on the talus where the stones are needed. See that they are amply imbued, then install them as I've indicated on this diagram. Understood. We will set about the task at once. When the talus awakens and the way to Mount Gulg is secured, we shall sally forth. It promises to be a trying climb, so take what rest you can in the meantime. We will see you soon. They sure like to tell me to rest, and then they proceed to pull me into action anyway. A moment, Urianger. You said that you would have measures ready in the event that our friends fails to contain the light. Do you? Uh-oh. Be assured that I do. All which I require lieth in this land. Even if we asked him for the plan, he wouldn't tell us. And I swear to thee that thy trust is not misplaced. As ardently as I pray for the preservation of this world, so too do I pray for thy safety. So rest easy, my friend, and take such ease as thou mayest, the better to be ready for the trials to come. I'm told the rock for the chassis is more or less ready, all quarried and shaped and laid out. That just leaves the imbuers to do their work. I'll continue checking my calculations up until the very last moment, but it's only a matter of time now. We managed to rally nigh everyone in Norvrund for this endeavor. That's a remarkable feat in itself. But will it be enough? Let's see. I don't know. I don't care. A breath of respite. Chai Nuz is looking not a little anxious. Gah, there's no point worrying about such things now. I'll get back to my calculations. You, meanwhile, should go and rest as your friend suggested. My wife and the Exarch should be in the tavern. Why don't you join them? Oh, and Brilliant, thank you. Well, let's hit up the bar. Greetings, traveler. I realize Amity is not the most well-known settlement, so feel free to ask any questions you might have. Okay, I thought there was somebody... Oh, is this the other... Yeah, okay, this is the other Aether Current side quest. Let me see where it takes us. Fugitive of Fear. Zumi Shai glances anxiously at the door. You didn't happen to see a lone girl over at the top rung, did you? It was her turn to keep an eye on the ladders, but she's well past due to return. No? I wonder what could have... The two of us were once bonded citizens, you see, and were not treated well. But even after fleeing here to Amity, it seems our experience in Yulmore has left my friend distrustful of most other folk. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that she simply ran and hid when she saw you coming up the cliff. It wouldn't be the first time. I know it's a lot to ask, but do you think you could find her and calm her down? A soothing word from a stranger might go a long way towards rebuilding her confidence. Yeah, let's do that. And then I think we'll just have the main story. Aether Current left. Yep. Then I'll flying in Calusia as well. I'm really curious. Well, first I want to take down Vol 3, because, like, Vol 3. I wouldn't have to kill all your friends if you had just listened to me and become my loyal subject. You made me do this. Like, come on, man. And then you go throwing a tantrum? What a baby. Let's see, is she here or on the other side of the wall? Oh, there, I see it. Yep, there she is. Ah, no, please, just let me go. Oh, that's not what the quest is telling me to do. There she is. Please, I did nothing wrong. So I think I have these 4 actions here because they tend to be the ones that you use for quests. Maybe not point, but I saw you come up the ladder. You're a bounty hunter from Yulmore, aren't you? I'm not a bounty hunter. No, I just thought, since I used to work as a servant to a husband and wife in Yulmore, the Lord would make all manner of suggestive comments, but I did my best to ignore or rebuff his advances. Then one day, the lady accused me of tempting her husband. She pulled me aside and had me beaten near to death. That's why I ran from you. I was so certain she'd sent someone to drag me back. Forgive me. I didn't mean to cause you or Zumi any trouble. I'll head straight back and let her know I'm alright. I mean, understandable. Kinda hoping that wasn't gonna get any darker than that. This definitely could have gone darker there. Then again, this game is T, technically. Alright. And that's that Aether Current done. Ah, you're back. Thank you for going out of your way to find my friend. It's a small step, but I'm glad she was able to talk to you. Here, a little something from both of us as a reward from your kindness. I'll always take an Aether Current. The Exarch? He went outside a moment ago, my dear. I wouldn't have thought you'd have seen him. He kept me company for a short while, but then he came over rather pale. He's certainly been straining himself, the poor thing. Anyway, he excused himself, saying he needed a breath of fresh air. Weak as he looked, I did offer to go with him, but he assured me he would be fine. I do hope he's alright. Let's see, is he actually outside or did he just, like, teleport away? Alright, Exarch, where are you hiding? Oh, there we go. The Exarch does not appear to be nearby. I mean, I could have told you that. Oh yeah, the stone mill. We saw that yesterday. He was just staring us down. The Exarch does not appear to be anywhere in the vicinity. There is only the stone mill, gazing unflinchingly southward. I mean, if I had to guess, he's probably all the way over here, especially since I see little purple smoke up there. Or, I think I saw the purple smoke. Also, it would be fitting, considering he's probably going to do a speech. Oh, it must have been the pink. Oh, there he is. Exarch? What are you doing?
The future is where my destiny awaits. Forgive me, I was lost in a dream. I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment. It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized. Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me, leaves my body frail and weak. Though, in truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body.
Is he finally going to tell us stuff?
When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely. I am but an extension of it now, hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. It has been quite a journey. But thanks to you, the end is in sight. My wish will finally be fulfilled.
What is his wish? Well,
how goes the construction effort?
Like to save the first?
Then this may be the last moment we have to ourselves for a while. Come, sit with me. Tell me, when all of this is over, what will you do?
I'm sure there will be another adventure to go on. Especially since there's this little expansion called Endwalker.
Ah, yes. Even should we succeed in forestalling the 8th Umbral Calamity, the spectre of war will remain. But to declare your intent with such easy resolve, you truly are a hero's hero, my friend. But whatever it is you decide to do, I have every confidence that you will do well. For you have the strength to forge your own path. You will leave countless lives better than you found them, and the souls you touch will never forget your kindness. Then, in trying times, when you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made. And thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this. When this is over, indeed. I once told you that there are things we can ill afford to lose. Things, I said, though in truth I spoke of a person. One who is unaware of the full extent of my plans. Though she deserves to know, I have good reason to keep my counsel. I have come to terms with this in my mind, yet my heart yearns to lay everything bare. For she is my inspiration, and I would give much and more for the chance to speak with her as friends, with no thought of concealment.
Of course, he's probably talking about us.
Should she indulge me with her tales, I would regale her with my own. About my efforts in Northrend, perhaps. Though, ultimately, that tale is more yours than it is mine. Then, I would ask her about her next adventure. And if she should wish me to be a part of it, oh, how happy it would make me. Together we would travel the lands and cross the seas and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. My heart swells simply to imagine it. But all of this is contingent upon our victory in the coming battle. The people of this world have entrusted their hopes to us. We cannot fail them. Nor those who roused me from my slumber. Thank you for your company, my friend. Let us return to Amity.
Doing the sentimental final talk before the final battle, except this isn't the final battle, but you know, it's supposed to seem like it is. Alright, Exarch. Worry not, my friend. I have much revived for the fresh air, and your fine company, of course. Now then, let us turn our thoughts back to the task at hand. Nice and easy quest. Meanwhile, this is gonna be Shadowhunter and Justinian. Maybe totally not Xenos. No, but Lydimus and the King. I mean, Xenos and the King. Your Radiance, I have taken the liberty of quashing the vile rumors that your heir is possessed by a devil. With the nation in the grip of war, we may rely on patriotic zeal to prevent them from resurfacing. And what of Emmett Selk? He has taken himself to the first, to usher the world to its end. Or so I believe. He did not disclose the details of his mission, having ever preferred to work alone. Even to those who have known him since the beginning, his actions can prove unpredictable. I am no stranger to his ways. He joys in playing me for a fool. Full many times have I been convinced I was acting of my own volition, only to discover all was as he willed it, which is exactly what he's doing with us. My dear grandfather. On the subject of our esteemed colleague, his last report, though brief, did contain one item of interest. You have doubtless wondered why the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have not taken to the field of late. It is because they are no longer in the Source. The hero of the Scions has journeyed to the First, as have her comrades, albeit incompletely. Their bodies yet remain here in the Source. The presence of opportunity. If we can defeat the Alliance prior to the Scions' return, we may eliminate their order at a stroke. And with the Scions gone, none shall remain to thwart our plans. It will be a matter of striking down the hero upon her homecoming. Which, lest you forget, is essential to the realization of our objective. Of both of our objectives. Though through Heidelin's meddling, her champion threatens to wrest the reins of fate from our grasp. The world is at risk of being dragged down the false path. One which will never see man reclaim his true form. 'Tis unthinkable that he should supplant us, incomplete as he is. Such a devolution is abhorrent, and it must be stopped before it's too late. The hour has come, your Radiance. Order your armies to march once more. Crush all who stand in your way. This is your heart's desire, is it not? To seize a victory that is yours and yours alone, for the future of Garlemald. Oh dear, you do not wear the mummy's motley well. I was never one to take an interest in tedious conflicts. Who dis? Oh. The whereabouts of my one true friend, however, they interest me greatly. I hope the beasts of this first, are providing her proper sport. I would know every detail, Lord Xenos, or would you rather I called you Elidibus? Ooh. Unexpected. Most unexpected. That immortality should be within the reach of one with a borrowed echo. You have outdone yourself, Xenos Galvis. I have no particular attachment to that name, but I am rather fond of that body. Without it, I cannot enjoy my hunt to the fullest. Your secrets or my flesh. I care not which you give me first. The choice is yours. Isn't he supposed to be the worrier? Like the one who's always like careful? Sure seems like he overlooked that possibility. Anyway, it's time to extinguish the last light. Or, well, extinguishing the last light. Judging by the portentous portentous look in his eyes. Chidna's is something important to tell you. Right, so while the two of you were away, I received word that everything is in place, meaning we can proceed with the awakening of the Talos. Once we imbue the magic, it will stir itself and immediately carry out its designated function, namely, taking Mount Golg in its grasp. So where is it? Brilliant. We may be certain that Vothri will not look one in idleness as we beat a path to his front door. Once our plans are set in motion, there will be no turning back. So see to your preparations as meticulously as you may, and I will give the order to proceed as soon as you are ready. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this as a scholar because I want to. Except oh wait, this is only level 79, so I don't have to worry about summoning Seraph. However this works. I'll figure out how that works eventually. Give the word, and I will relay the order to reawaken the Talos. Hold on. So where is it? Shouldn't it be like 100 feet tall or something? Give the word, and I will relay the orders to awaken the Talos. Engage. Very well. Let us begin.
Word from the Exarch. All is set on his side, and we may proceed when ready.
Well, we have sufficient stone for our needs.
Likewise, preparations for the imbuing have been made according to thine exacting instructions.
Then you need only say the word.
Let us begin. See that everyone is in position. We shall catch Vothri, mountain and all.
Here it comes!
Let's see this big boy. Ardbert's here. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do very much.
Yes, yes! You've not lost your touch, you clever old bugger! Do you see what they're doing? If its hands are damaged, it won't be able to cling to the mountain. Oh, I knew this was a terrible idea.
Vor-3 marshals the Eaters to his defense. This was only to be expected. We must try and draw as many of them down to the ground as possible. It may not be enough, but we have no other choice.
Well, I guess I should have done this as warrior. Oh well.
Is that?
Oh, okay.
Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless! Summon us in times of need, we expressly said, yet what should we find but the final battle joined without so much as a whisper of our name?
I mean, she did say that.
Yes, we may also have said that we Fae folk have no interest in the struggles of men. But if our adorable sapling had come crying to us for help, we would of course have flown to her aid. Of course we would. What are we to do with her? We are so very, very sad. You will play with us. Cheer us up again!
You're coming down. Get off your get off your high horse, Vol-3. Bringing your throne to the ground. I think they're mad at me. I mean, a little.
This I did not expect, but I will gladly accept the help. I will send word to Y'shtola and the others. Join them at the foot of Mount Gulg and be ready to make the ascent.
I can't change classes, right? Yes, I can. Okay. Actually, they're probably just gonna do the dungeon, so yeah, I'll just probably end up doing it as Scholar, because I wanted to. First, I need to get up there. I believe this is gonna be a dungeon, then trial, which is how they usually do the final battles. But again, I keep on saying this is not the final battle. I guess I don't really need to use this. I'll use this for the trial because I'm gonna be I'm gonna do that as DPS, but I don't want to wait in queue. Maybe I'll just end up vendoring it at the end of the day, or I could just use it anyway as Scholar, so I can boost my monster DPS. I think I'll do the dungeon, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll come back and do the trial. But first we need to talk to Y'shtola, and so that we can open up the trial, or the dungeon. Everyone is here. Good. The Talos has taken hold of the mountain, as planned. We will use its body as a bridge to reach Vol-3's sanctuary. The Sin Eaters will make us work for every Yalm, of course. But we will carve a path through their ranks and meet with their master, regardless. Actually, I might take a break before we start. Mount Gulg is now accessible. Yeah, I think I'll take a break real quick. And then we'll go ahead and do Mount Gulg. And we will do Mount Gulg and the... and then fighting Vothri. So with that being said, I'll be right back. Go ahead and stretch your legs, get a drink, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do. And I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. See you then. Okay, Vothri. Time for you to go down. To queue up. Yeah, 79. This is 80. So I know roughly how to use everything up to level 79. Yeah, I need to look up how Summon Seraph works. But that's for later. Insta-Q, I love healer. Let me summon my fairy first. This is why I do a tanker heal on stream, so I can get the insta-Qs. What was the Cataclysm raid with the dragon that everybody hated? Don't remember what the dragon was called. Of course, I didn't play WoW in Cataclysm.
So it is you. You will not defile my new paradise.
Oops, wrong button. Apparently I get Summon Seraph. That's a cone. I'm the one that's gonna die at this rate. I should have put down my, yeah, this. Gotta remember to use that. It's pretty nice. Yeah, this works pretty good. Let's not stand in all the death this time. Of course, he's also a warrior, so I barely have to think. Guess I could just use Seraph on cooldown or something. Looks like a Seraph just makes Seraph does stronger healing. And I need to see what the other thing is. I'll figure it out eventually. I tried to give shield to everyone. Oops, a little too close. Just wish they weren't all spread out like crazy. Because then maybe I could like drop a bubble. Oh, that's how you get them to come in. Just create a bubble that's just outside of, just next to them, and then they'll walk into it. Oops, a little too close. Oh, the cool didn't hit. Okay, so it looks I'll need to figure out where to put Seraph. I think I have a general idea on how it works.
Scurrying about my domain like insects! I will not suffer it!
Wrong button, but that works. I think I should probably move summon Eos and summon Selene somewhere else. Because I would like Control 1 and 2 to actually be an ability I use. Might just put summon Seraph there. Or somewhere. That looks like a thing I should use fairly often. I mean, it's a 2-minute cooldown. And this is 60 seconds.
Come no closer! Filthy creatures!
It's probably a real pain of a fight for the black mage. Oh, there's no black mage. Red mage. This is how much you gotta move. I don't see how you're predicting the big guys' attacks. I mean, it's not. I mean, the warrior, the warrior can just do everything himself. Oops, still too far. Oh, right, it comes from him. Okay. What am I attacking? There we go. Okay, I guess we should move a little bit. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, this is the safe spot. Interesting. Okay, so stuff's gonna happen on the top and the bottom one here, right? Okay, that's gonna be too close. We're gonna be next to it. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. It worked. But we can't. Nope, gotta get in the center. I mean, we got this anyway. Interesting. Need to watch the
I am righteousness,
this is Holy Kingdom. Looks pretty cool.
and righteousness will prevail. Ah, can't you do anything by yourselves?
Should probably run ahead. So I think using it actually heals, so I'll look that up later. 2 stacks? No, it uses 1. Wrong button. Didn't mean to activate that one.
Very well. If you will not be discouraged.
This is pretty annoying. Cutscene time. Forgiven obscenity. Because I thought that previous one was the boss, so I ended up using up some of my cooldowns.
Stop them, damn you! I don't care what it takes!
Nope, I ended up being in the right place. Get in here, guys. Oh, that's... I'm surprised I'm not dead. Oh, probably didn't need to do that, but whatever. Hope I ended up doing it right. Give him a little oop. That's in the right place again. I'm just getting lucky with standing in the right place there. Four. Yeah, that's the right place. So this is there's a ring around here that looks like it's the right distance. Gotta send your fairy away to get max DPS. Gotta boost that parse, right? That floofy hat. Well, that was fun. I do enjoy healing sometimes, especially if I have a tank that, well, if I have a warrior that can basically heal himself. The red mage, sure. I don't need that. How much does it sell, though? How much does it sell for? And I completely forgot to use the food. Has to be expected, though. Wait, of all three, this is a nice looking place, but I still don't agree with your ideas. Ideals. Whatever you want. You're not the God King.
The end is near, my friends. We have found Vorthri's hiding place.
Oh, right. They actually turn on auto advance.
Unrepentant villains! Will you not be satisfied until you have brought disaster down on your own heads?
I think we're the ones bringing disaster to you.
Wickedness, you stand to gain naught but ceaseless conflict. Had you only entrusted fate to me, there would have been peace for all. You could have lived bliss in my eternal paradise, free from the burdens of conscience and purpose.
Echo on this is just too much.
Peace assumes many forms, and I do not doubt that you considered yours well worth the cost. I was even prepared to believe that the end might justify the means. Ignorant as I was, I had hoped that you might mend your ways and join hands with us. That we might strive together for the happiness of all. But no more. Your actions cannot be reconciled with your words. Peace for all, you say? Yet when you were threatened, your first act was to sacrifice your own people in order to save yourself. If your paradise can be rebuilt so long as you alone survive, it exists not for the people. It exists solely for your twisted pleasure.
Hear me, Vorthri. The people won't submit to your will, for we each have our own. I made a promise to a noble soul, a woman who saw fit to entrust me with her legacy, and I mean to keep it. Everyone who stands with us has something precious, something that they cherish and would die to protect. They know their own hearts. They know what they want for this world. And by lending their strength to our cause, they have spoken. No matter how hard you may try to bend the world to your will, we will never yield!
Silence! Not another word! You presume to lecture me. Insolent worms. You will learn your place. With my true powers awakened, I will expunge you like the filth you are. Your demise will serve as a reminder to all.
Hold on. Did Sin Eaters
that
exist
I am the
before
zenith of
Vol 3?
mankind and Sin Eater both, chosen to rule over creation by right of transcendence. My very existence is virtuous. I am perfect, immaculate.
He seems disinclined to grant us an audience.
So then who actually created the Sin
Find
Eaters?
4-3. We will hold the Eaters
Or
here.
what?
Come, let's finish this.
The Crown of the Immaculate. How pompous. Okay, I want to look up real quick what Seraph does. How that works. What am I looking for? It looks like it just gives you a big burst of healing. Let's see, 70 to 80. Is this not going to talk about? There it is. Summon Seraph. Places your fairy with one that heals and shields. OGCD fairy. Okay, so the two casts I get after I summon gives a shield. Fairy's Embrace now heals and shields the target, and you can access 2 charts. Yeah. Consolidation. Unable to use other fairy abilities. Use Summon Seraph to boost the healing that the tank receives from your pet. You can alternate Summon Seraph on one pull and Aether Pact on the next. Okay, so I would want to use either one of these. Okay. Because Seraph and her abilities are fairy heals, Summon Seraph is high priority healing ability. Okay, so this is better healing than this. I mean, like, yeah, I could see that right there. Wait, no, it doesn't say that. Anyway. Animation of buff icons and Fey illumination change when Seraph. Okay, then Consolidation. Use it even for a single target heal if Seraph is summoned. In bosses and raids, use the heal AoE damage immediately. Ideally when there are multiple raid wides. Okay, so this is just a much better version of this. But I would want to alternate for single target healing. I would alternate these two. Anyway, we're doing a trial next, not a dungeon. Oh, this is actually broken. That's a bracelet, not a ring. I mean, it's better than a broken ring. I'll just do that for now. Usually, when it says your gear is getting low, it's like not that bad. Actually, I don't need to sit here. I'm pretty sure it'll teleport me here later. I'll just try and go over to the dwarf place. See if I can repair the gear. Alright. Yeah, there's the mender. Now stop putting me in combat. Yeah, let me repair everything. There we go. And now we wait. Oops. Alright, Ball 3. Time to take him down. Real funny if he tripped and rolled down the stairs.
Are you so determined to die?
His little
chance, villains! Bow
wings
down
look
and
ridiculous.
acknowledge your king, your god!
Okay, Ball 3. Sure.
Come, prepare for judgment. This will be a mercy. To me, my servants, feast upon these villains and their foul sins.
Someone doing the spooky slice.
I will crush you. Fine, fine if you refuse to die. I will strip you of the illusion of will. Then you will suffer. Yes, that will be your punishment. Receive of me my blessing and my fire! I will crush you! Suffer, suffer, suffer! Suffer and know your folly!
His name is Innocence? That's weird.
Damn you! Why do you not more? Why? Why? No! It burns! It burns! What is this?
Yep, there we go. This is the transformation we were waiting for. Also, that's kind of gross. As if Ball 3 wasn't gross enough.
The light surges within me! I see now. This is the passion
I didn't
of
expect
my
that.
ascension. Very well, very well. I shall embrace this trust.
Of course, he turns into this fat, ugly person into this handsome angel. I forgot to do Squidward's. Oh no, he's hot. Yeah, one of the black mages. Let's get everyone some shields, and then hopefully this will do a bunch of damage. Tried to get one of the black mages, but I can't get the other one.
Know your place.
They're too spread out. Okay, he's got him. It's not get hit by the repeller this time. Like I said, let's not get hit by the propeller this time.
Atone with your life.
Thought he was gonna get revived. Oh, he did. He just didn't pop it.
Know your place.
Oh, come on, man.
Atone with your life.
wrong button. Come on, we got this.
Know your place!
There we go. Wasn't too hard. Well then. So Vothri had a glow up. The Gunbreaker was main tank that time. These people giving me commendations. I mean, I didn't die. I know, I was surprised too. I was surprised too, Reen. It's kind of jarring. Is that Vothri? I see. It's finally over then. Now the night will return to Noveront, bringing salvation to both of our two worlds. Now again, who said that this was what was going to cause the calamity? Was it Urianger? Upon speaking to Rhine, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Ooh, that means this is gonna get good. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes entirety. That means it's time for a break. We're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna watch a bunch of awesome cutscenes. Stand here with everyone, and we'll take a quick break because I want to. Several cutscenes playing in succession means good things are about to happen, or bad things. You know, like A and IRR. Either way, it's gonna be interesting. I'll take a quick break, stretch your legs, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do. I'll be right back. Okay, short break, because I realized that all I did was the dungeon and the trial, and that wasn't quite as much as I meant to do. But I also needed to go to the bathroom, so that's my excuse. Okay, Reen. Yes, that's Vol 3. Let's play multiple cutscenes. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Means some good stuff's about to happen. I think it's about time for Emmett to be like, oh, by the way, did you forget about me?
Why am I cast down? But it is you who are the villains. Father told me that I am hope. I am righteousness. That I am a god. That is why I was born, as man and sin eater both. I kept the people safe. They respected me, worshipped me. How can this be? I should be the one looking down at you. Help me, damn you! I am your god!
Uh-oh. I just realized. This is probably gonna break us. It's like we could barely contain the last Sin Eater. Or the last, what are they called again? Let's see what happens now. See if Uriandra's plan is gonna do it. Do what we need.
Look! The sky!
Yep, there we go. Migraine time.
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such
there he is.
deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
In his Asian outfit. Yeah.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I come bearing a proposal.
one that will ensure the longevity of your reign. But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a Light Warden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being.
Of course,
a
Emmett
king
did this.
to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your
All part of his
authority
plan.
will never again be in question.
Okay, the lion was the Light Warden.
Amazing. Before my Vorthri, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line shall be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions. Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
Here we go. That's what we were waiting for.
Are you all right? Say something! "12 for Fend. She cannot contain the light. She's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time."
I lied.
It's changing back.
The combined power of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden.
But tell me you're
for
gonna
any
take all the
one
light
soul
in on
to
you
bear.
together or something.
And so I shall relieve you of it.
Exarch, what are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds.
Oh, okay.
As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
Hold on.
No.
That's not quite right.
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with her as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
I mean, channeling it into the Crystal Tower is not a bad idea.
You knew of this, Urianger. "'Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
So why is he trying to play the bad guy?
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrend.
Now, is he going to reveal who he is?
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
Yep, there we go. It's Grandpa Tia.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
Well, now I need to go do the Crystal Tower quests again. I did those like 6+ months ago. Ah, there we go. Things were going a little too according to plan. Yeah, there we go. Oh, by the way, did you forget about me? Seriously.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First. Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You bastard! Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you, let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage. I am an Ascian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the Great Rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes.
He's had a hand in
When that
everything.
failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthri. Thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
See what we do.
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided she could contain and control the light. If not, then she, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Light Wardens willy-nilly. Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away, and I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried. You still retain your form and your senses, but you have all but become a Sin Eater. Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into Sin Eaters, and in time you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you, but before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Ah, the irony. What Forthry achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair.
Man, this is great.
But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero. Exarch! I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero.
How are we gonna get out of
I
this?
pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes. Till then, I bid you farewell, Eater.
Well, we're alive? Doesn't look like we've turned. Of course, we got Peeping Tom here.
Ah, finally. After you collapsed, Emmet's self vanished. Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body. Thanks to her, you're still you, but she's only delayed the inevitable.
Hope that gives us time. figure stuff out.
You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it.
Oh, looks like it's all light out again. Yep.
It's like this all over. The whole of Norvrad is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you absorb from the Wardens. No one knows but your friends.
That's good.
When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned. And now they're out there trying to allay the people's fears, while searching for a way to save you. If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
Man. That was pretty crazy. Let me switch to Dragoon. Actually, that has XP. Switch to Warrior. Alright, Manager of Suites. Let's see, so we've got a couple more. Wonder if we can get to the next area, where Emmett says he's waiting. Reassuring the masses, the Manager of Suites seems surprised to see you up and about. Oh, miss, you're awake. You were injured during the foray at Mount Gulg, yes? I was here at my station, as always, when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, the sky has, well, I'm sure you've seen it. It has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Braggy was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since then to inquire after your condition. Sorry guys? Well, let's go talk to them and try not to say that the light's because of us. So couldn't we just leave the first? Or would that light just, like, could we distribute the light to the rest of the worlds? Or just somehow shoot the light into the void? Like, I think that's what, Gratia or the Exarch was trying to do. Okay, Bragi. Well, looks like you're back from the dead. Aye, it was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor Exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked White, what is this world coming to? Bah, but moaning never solved a thing, did it? Nay, it's times like these that we Crystarium folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Yulmore's back on the table. We'd best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery fate the fates deem to fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chesmiel was worried sick about you. A healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Oh, I guess that's who we're going to next. Yeah, we gotta tell everyone we're okay, except we're totally not. We're the cause of that. Oh, sweetie, you're alive! No one's been allowed to see you, even Spigris Chirurgeons, however you say this, were forbidden from making visits. Reen was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Eater corruption, so I suppose that was little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown even more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you are awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse from exhaustion. Ah, and our own Morin has been little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose buried in one dusty tome or another. Oh, let's head to the library. Oh, what a nerd reading a bunch of books. Yeah, I have no idea how we're gonna face off against him. Oops, wrong way. So he's on this floor or the next floor? Probably the top, yeah. Confound it! This is the same thing as the last. Mayhap I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Brilliant! It is truly you, and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful! 'Twould seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the Light Wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I am hopeful the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Catullus, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle, though against what foe we are yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing the upright would be much welcome relief. Can I jump off here? Yep. Should have jumped off the correct side, though. So I don't remember who the, which person they're talking about. Oh, okay, Catullus, right. Brilliant! Alive and well, I see. You gave us a proper fright, you know that. The friends you've made in the facets have been talking with me, wondering what they could do to help. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping we'd have a better look at your equipment. If been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day, and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still for a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. No, I don't think any better gear would have helped. Oops, come on. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we need to experiment with different patterns and materials. I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Who is this again? He's one of the Crystarium people. Is the bartender? Greetings, Glenard. The Master of the Stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer for this predicament of yours. And by genius, do you mean old Grendolt? He is a man of unrivaled gifts. I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's been seen or heard. Wait, isn't Grendolt... Okay, so, I think Grendolt is the person that the Vieira girl, her master, that disappeared one day. No one's seen hide or hair of Grendolt since he wandered off some years ago. You know that he's like that once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that is eccentric is someone you're destined to meet, I wager he'll show up soon enough. In my times at the bar, many of the tales I've heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grendolt, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than the wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to the convulsion, whatever. Before you do that, you're actually the reason I came here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I've a few regulars I'd like to introduce you to. He already showed us the role quests. I'd best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart, as it seems, doesn't mean we have to follow suit, now does it? Hear, hear. We can't forget the heart upon which the city was founded. Or the Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Well, this is nice and cheery. In his garden, Catullus looks at you with a concerned eye. Brilliant, are you all right? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery. The Exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Where is it? That's down below. I don't think I can jump off the side. Nope. I'll take that one. Alright, then I'll try and remember to get that lookout point. Or try and get it. Guys, he's right here. You need to find Emmett. I'm gonna do that first. Because I know I'm gonna forget if I don't. Or at least I'm gonna try and do it. I don't trust that I'll make it on my first try. Although it looks like it's just walking off the edge. Okay, yeah, you gotta be a little slower than that. Unless I can do it from here. Overshot it just a little bit. There we go. Oops. All right, let's get to the top. Who are we going to encounter here? Number 1 Simp Alize? Don't know how much more we'll do today, but I'm going to keep going for now. Maybe like 30 more minutes.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight.
Guess I should have expected
how torn you
Ardbird.
must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible. Aye. An all too familiar one. Here you stand alone, expecting no one else to bear the burden for you. You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet.
True.
I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To
think that their hope still burned so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive. Well, come on then.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Ardbert's gonna take the light.
What happened between us was no coincidence.
At least some of it.
My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours.
Kind of thought that the very first time we did this touching thing. In the bright
I
light.
suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you.
Wait,
If
so
you
then
lose
what's the
control,
glowy
I'll
bit?
do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie. Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle.
I mean, that could be a solution.
It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Il Meg will rise up in your defense.
No.
My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling. You are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue. You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer.
If we're talking to her, that might be like an actual
What will
thing we
you
do.
with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
I have no idea what we're gonna do to take care of this. But then again, he did Faol did just say to talk to the flowers. So I guess let's talk to the flowers? Oh no, we're gonna talk to other people. Oh, flowers. His people. Okay, I get the metaphor. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amaru. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I'm happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any of his in this city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restriction upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons passed, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, "Because one day the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived." So, are we actually going to use the Crystal Tower to get to do something? That would be the most reasonable thing to do from a plot perspective. Oh, let's see if the nerd has anything to say to us. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you've come for the results of my research into the persisting light, I'm afraid there is little to tell as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his history, if that's what interests you. Ahem. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the flood when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, but be they locals who had lost their homes or Vobertians, fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together did they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of the Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. His name's Grahatia, and he's not from this world, just like us. But you didn't hear that from me. who we're talking to next. Cassard. I don't remember who this guy is. Brilliant. It is good to see you awake and alert, my friend. I think this is the Amaro Keep that flew us to one of the places at the beginning. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, I'm sure it'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents at an Eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at her usual post at the Censer Gate. Well, time to talk to Lena. Maybe she'll be able to give us some insight. I mean, at this point, I think the only thing is that she could tell us is that there's something possibly with the tower that we could use. Brilliant. I was not told... Oh, come on. I was not told you were awoken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He has taken to by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I bristled when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Calusia, the Exarch entrusted me with the... See, there we go. It opens the door in the ocular to the chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. Well, that's kind of convenient. He bid me allow none into the tower once he had departed. Only in the event that an army of Eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions. But the battle with the Volthree loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall that look on his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Brilliant, I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. Have some patience. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Ah, I see. I am not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of Eaters. That's not her accent at all. I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Well, the unbroken thread. Lena urges you to follow her. Let's see, what point are we at? Oh, okay. Come, meet me in the ocular. I will unlock the door within. Okay, Lena. Let's see what the Exarch has been keeping in his secret closet. Oh, was that a bracelet? I thought it was a ring. Oh no, that okay, okay. The ring I just put on is an upgrade, and then there was a new bracelet that was an upgrade. Should try actually looking at my gear to see if there's an upgrade. Warrior. 418 necklace. Okay, yeah, that's not an upgrade. And then let's check on Dragoon real quick. This is 418 helmet. Yeah, that's an upgrade. I think that's all there is for that. Alright, let's go check out his secret closet.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter.
Hold on, I'm reading something. Okay. Oops, wrong tab. Let's go.
Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
Bunch of books? Oh, migraine time. Who's this? Urianji? Yeah.
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee.
He's the first one here, wasn't he?
Thy true name is Grahatia, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own,
when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
Oh, okay. That's why we get a young Grahatian Endwalker. Because he's from the distant future.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the River of Time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds.
Wait, what? We're gonna get into time travel.
Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes. And thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope, we are finished. Mankind is finished." Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me. By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the Source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century.
Better to be early a century
This
than
only
late.
worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only woman who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous.
Yes, seriously.
Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Cid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was her, the warrior of light, has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, she would rise above. Where others would break and run, she would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow.
You can see they put in more effort in they put in more time and money in this expansion.
In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed,
considering they recorded all of these parts with male and female pronouns, I assume.
In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were her deeds joyously retold.
Mm-hmm.
For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light herself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. She was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to her. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me.
Yeah.
But in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the Calamity and make of it a portent, a prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the Rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. and I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
Man, this is great. Hello, Ardbert.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
Oops.
Then we should be on our way. Dacian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
I play the Crystarium music here. So I think we have one more quest before we get to the next Aetheryte. But I'm at least going to finish this quest, then that might end up wrapping up for today. Did you finally find the answers you sought? If there is nothing more you need, I will go lock the door. Okay, what is the Tempest? The Tempest? That is a name given to the seas by which Calusia is bound. If you make a request to the Tamers, they will provide you with an Amaru to fly over the waters, but... Do you mean to leave right now, right this moment, alone? I'm not sure that, nay. I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessings of the Shadow, and I shall await your safe return. Alright, let's head over to the Tempest, and I think we're probably going to stop there. Hopefully I can get the Aetheryte. To acquire an Amaru? Just a moment, and I shall saddle our swiftest beast to fly you to the island. The open water? To the depths of the Tempest? Amaru can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor...
Ah, we have found thee. Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste. Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses.
Ariandra, do you have to do this every time?
When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare.
Ariandra, haven't you learned that
Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not? If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command. I thank thee. Doubt not but that I will do all in my power to repay thy kindness and fulfill the Exarch's wishes.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianche. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again.
I'll just say this in front of those guys standing there behind the desk.
Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
Yeah, no, you won't, Reen.
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Alize, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Of course I know! I know only too well! But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in her way now. Not after failing her in her hour of need. No, the least we can do is...
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Are we all in agreement then?
Is there aught we can do to help?
Oh yeah, the Crystarium people.
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight. And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
Now they knew the whole time.
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
True.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive, and I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, 'twas clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
Sure, dude.
Me too! That's right!
Yeah, yeah.
We do not fully understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. But we are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where there are not so many. But come, they are waiting. What is your will, O Warrior of Darkness?
Man, this is great. I know I've said that several times so far. Okay, Uriange. Thou didst plan to commandeer Namaru for thy journey to the open sea, I fear the following dive unto Emitsek's underwater abode would drain even thy legendary stamina. Thus, during thy convalescence, we considered the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we arrived at an elegant solution. Yet, ere we discuss this step, I suggest thou dost conclude such pressing business as remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closes above our heads, we are unlikely to suffice again until our grand deed is done. That sounds like a kind of point to no return thing, but I guess I'll stop there. I don't think it's point of no return considering we're about to get to an Aetheryte. But that being said, it's about time to stop anyway. Rather, it's past time to stop. That's all for today. Made a lot of great progress, a lot of crazy revelations, a lot of lore. This is good. I'm really enjoying this story. Definitely better than Heaven's Ward. I think I'm gonna try and make as much progress as we can next week. Maybe even finish Shadowbringers? I doubt that, but I think we'll get pretty close next week. Want to see like how we end up defeating Emmett, because like he's kind of an overpowered Ascian, and we don't exactly have our crazy salt crystal thing. I think probably, so I don't know how we're gonna defeat him, but we'll find out. Anyway, that's all for today. Hope everyone had a good time, and you had a great Labor Day weekend. And I mean, there's still a little bit left to go, unless you're on the East Coast. But I'll see you next week, and we'll get as close to finishing Shadowbringers as we can. Goodbye.